What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Bourbon Wrench. I'm your host, Trev Wilson, and today is another episode of Booze News. Today's story is coming out of Bardstown, 1792 Barton Distillery. They are closing their doors to tours. Now, today's episode is going to be highly opinionated because, again, there's not a whole lot of details that were given to us. Just a brief post, and the left is up to us and our opinions and our imaginations as to what the heck is going on. Just like every episode of Booze News, we have our glass of 1792 poured upon us. I encourage everyone to go pour you a bottle, sit back, relax, and let's delve into today's story. So, let's go on over to the website where we don't get our information from. Are you kidding me? Look at this. Barton 1792 Distillery, 1792distillery.com, and it looks normal. Tours and tastings, look at that. Everything's fine and dandy. Looks good. Today's story, again, is coming from Facebook. Let's go on over to Facebook, where we love to get our news. I don't know why all these places think that Facebook is where we want to get our information, but I'm relaying the information to you from where I get it, and they are giving it to us via Facebook. So, Barton 1792 Distillery's Facebook page, their official Facebook page. Here we are. And April 6th, they made a post. Today, we're sharing an important update regarding our tour operations at Barton 1792 Distillery. After careful review of our brand needs, plant capacity, safety, and practicality, blah, blah, friggin' blah, we have made the decision to no longer offer public tours at the distillery effective June 30th. So we still have time. You still have time to go do your tour until June 30th. Instead, we'll concentrate Barton 1792 Distillery on what it does best: producing the world's best whiskey. If you've already booked a tour or visit prior to June 30th, 2022, it will happen as planned. We thank you for your support over the years and hope to welcome you to one of our other home places in the future. Okay, let's dissect this a little bit, shall we? After careful review of our brand needs, plant capacity, say, okay, we're not gonna say the C word, okay? But I feel like they're trying to pass some of that off as, you know, we're trying to be safe here. We can't do tours. You know, you can't spread the virus. Every other distillery in the state of freaking Kentucky, and pretty much the entirety of the United States, maybe even the world, are offering distillery tours. Okay? I don't get that one. If it's such a safety hazard, then maybe everyone should just close their distillery tours. But guess what? They're not. In fact, everyone else is expanding their distillery tours. Like Heaven Hill, they just built a multi-million-dollar visitor center for their distillery tour. They're touring. They're tourists. These guys not. And you know, here's another problem. Barton is a smaller distillery. I've been to their tour, so I can speak firsthand. You know, it does not have the bells and whistles as other distilleries in the state. So you go to places like Buffalo Trace, I mean, it's, you know, one-stop shop. Just look at this place. It's crazy. Woodford Reserve, beautiful. Wild Turkey, love it. Awesome. The visitor center is awesome. Bardstown Bourbon Company, I mean, them fools have a restaurant, okay? Like, you go in there to do your tour, restaurant. Bam, right there. You get food and a distillery tour. You know what I'm saying? Everyone is expanding their distillery tour. The Barton's distillery tour itself. So you see this little building here. That's it. That's the gift shop where you go to do the distillery tour. Tiny little building. Not, little gifts and items, but that's it. It's very small in there. So I kind of maybe get the whole plant capacity and safety thing in the sense of all of these people, maybe they're really busy and everyone's just funneling into this building and they're saying like, dude, this ain't safe. But my thing is if you have such a demand where all of these people are coming into this building, how about you expand it? Like, make it bigger. Instead of just saying, no, you can't come here, build a different building over there. Let people come here. Another thing, the tour there is free. So, I don't know. I don't want to be that dude and say, maybe you should charge for your distillery tour. But even if you charge $10, that's a little extra revenue. You could build a bigger building if you're so concerned about the safety of people there. I don't know. That's just a thought. Barton's owned by Sazerac, so I really don't think money is an issue, though. Maybe that's where the whole brand needs and practicality come into play. Maybe it's not practical for them to build a building, and maybe it's not in their brand's desire to build more space for the distillery. Places like Bardstown, they have a whole friggin' compound out there, and a huge portion of it is the visitor center. So that was practicality in mind. That's what they went into when they designed that place. And obviously, as a historic landmark as the Barton Distillery is, it's not what they were concerned about. So maybe that's what they're talking about. I don't know, though. It's weird. I mean, even if you just limited the number of tours, I don't really get why you're just canceling all of them. But that does lead me to the next thing. We thank you for your support and welcome you to one of our other home places in the future. So that, I think, is a very large statement, and I don't know what that means. Again, we're speculating because they haven't clarified, nor do I think they will for a while until we're into the future. But one of our other home places. So maybe they are gonna eventually expand. Again, if you've been to the Barton premises, like I'm telling you, that building right here is it. That's the building you go into, and then you walk out, and then you go tour the premises. And it's fairly small. But I will say, I loved their distillery tour. They welcomed you like family. Again, no bells and whistles, but they took you to places I feel like the other distilleries didn't. You really got to go see the innards of that place, and I thought that was awesome. I really enjoyed the tour. Their white dog was delicious. They let you try it. It was like hazmat white dog, and it was fantastic. I really enjoy the distillery, so maybe our other home place, maybe they are going to make a different little area. I don't know. We'll see. Unfortunately, we can't go read comments because they just turned them off. I don't. People were probably not happy, and then they said, well, we don't want to hear it. We're going to turn the comments off. Honestly, as a whole, this statement, I really feel like is a PR. They might have other reasons. They might have, monetary, maybe it was costing too much money to pay the employees to go do a free tour. And maybe they're pinching pennies. We don't know. But I feel like giving that as an answer would come off way worse than saying, what they did. This is a pretty, don't hate us, professional sounding statement. Unfortunately, they delivered it on Facebook. of all places. Go figure. But just to confirm, over here at Booze News, we do our research. So let's come back over to their website and let's go book a tour. We'll just do a traditional tour. And we want to see. So look, sold out. So these days are sold out. That means these days are still available. Okay? But just like they said, you come over to June, you know, all of these are open, closed days, and then look, June 30th closed. Okay, no, see, look at that, look at that. There are no dates available this month. Please try another. So look, July, empty. So there it is. It's confirmed. You can't book dates. No dates. So it's true. They've limited it on the little scheduler thing here. So it is confirmed to be they're stopping Distillery tours. So let's close out of this here. Let's wrap it up here. So leave your comments down below if you have any speculations as to why they would be doing this. I really don't think it's only because of safety issues or something. There's got to be something else going on that they would stop doing tours, because everyone else is expanding and growing their tours. So maybe we'll get more information, just like Booze News always goes. When we get more info, we'll report on it. I will relay the info to you guys, but this is more of a heads up to if you are planning a Kentucky trip, you might want to squeeze Barton in, because it looks like you're not going to be able to again. There we have it, guys. Thanks for watching. Here's another episode of Booze News. Cheers, everybody. I'm Trev Wilson with Channel Booze News. See you in the next one.